In this video, I'll show you exactly how I filmed and edited this clean cinematic car edit. I'll show you my camera gear, camera settings, gimbal settings. I'll show you how I made every single shot. I'll show you how I edit these shots into a nice cinematic car edit that will be matching the shots to the music, using slow motion, color grading, stabilizing, and a few other tips and tricks along the way. And to get that 4K quality everybody's talking about on Instagram, I'll show you my Topaz workflow so your edits are sharp as a knife. For the camera gear, I'm using the Sony a7 IV, the Sony 2470 G Master Mark II lens on top of the DJI RS4. To unlock those low-angle shots, which are a must for every car videographer, I use the SmallRig briefcase handle. And on top here I have the Portkeys LH7P monitor, so I have a nice and clear visual of what I'm shooting. It has the touch to focus feature and I can easily check my exposure. To get correct exposure and to get rid of unwanted reflections and to enhance the overall color of the car's paint, I use the Freewell CPL plus variable ND filter. If you want to check every single piece of camera gear that I'm using, I will drop a link of all the products in the description box. I shot in 4K 60 frames per second, so we can use slow motion in post-production, shutter speed 1/125, and white balance was set to 5600, which is the white balance that I always use when I'm filming outdoors during the day. Let's go filming. For this first beautiful front quarter shot, which is a nice starter shot as it nicely showcases the full car and the environment. Gimbal is set to pan follow only, 24 millimeters, and I position the wheels of the car somewhere on the lower thirds of the frame. I also keep some empty space around the car in the frame, so the car fits nicely into the frame and it's pleasant to watch. An overall nice composition. Basic yet beautiful. For the second shot, we are going for this super nice rim shot. We go from a wider shot to a closer shot to mix things up and to keep the edit interesting with a variety of shots. And rim shots are just my favorites. Gimbal in pan follow only, 24 millimeters, and I hold my camera close to the rim to showcase the spike bolts and the rim nuts. Then I pull away in an orbit-like motion to reveal the whole rim together with the car. To increase the smoothness of your shots when possible, I just spread my legs and I only move my upper body. This will reduce the unwanted up and down movement that you get from walking, from taking steps with the gimbal. For this edit I kept it pretty basic, but if you want to spice things up a little bit or you want to get more creative, you can for example set your gimbal to pan tilt follow and make a shot something like this. You can stabilize it in post-production to get it perfect. For the next headlight shot, pan follow only, 24 millimeters. We are holding up the camera while tilting down towards the headlight. Then we orbit around in a circular motion, keeping the headlight in the center. And remember, start your shot earlier than planned and stop recording later than planned. Your future editing self will thank you later. The next shot is this beautiful shot from the seats. To be able to see through the window here, you need a CPL filter to cut away the reflections on the window. Simply twist your CPL filter until you have your desired look. Then I'm going to use the mirror here as a foreground element, which creates more depth into our shot and make it overall more appealing to watch. I'm going to tap the seats on my monitor screen to set the focus on the seats, and I'm going to make a simple orbit movement, keeping the seats in the middle of the frame. I always take my shots from left to right and from right to left. You can always reverse them in post-production. Again, this gives you just some extra options in the editing room to choose from. And also I take my shots as many times as needed until that I feel that the shot is good. Sometimes that's from the first try, second try. Sometimes I do it 5 times, 10 times. I even did it once 15 times. Do it as many times as needed or cry later in the editing room. Then we've got this cool shot from this little sushi eating cat. I made it in pan follow only, 24 millimeters, simply making an orbit shot from left to right and again from right to left. Okay, so now we can start editing. Let's create a new timeline. Let's call it the sushi timeline. So we have here, it's in 4K. and I'm just used to using a 30 frames per second timeline. I don't know why. I just got used to it, and it also works well for social media and for Instagram apparently. What I usually do is I just add the music. I cut the clips on the beat of the music. Then I will color grade one shot. Then I will color grade all the rest of the shots, and then I will stabilize all the shots. So I'm going to drag everything into the media pool, including my song, and then we can drop the song into the timeline. I always start with my song first because you will cut the clips to the beat of the music. Then I will drag in my clips. We can close the media pool here. We can delete the audio, make sure that it's unlinked here, otherwise you can't select the audios only. Let's make some space here. I want to start with the wide shot and shot first, so let's drag it in there. You can also press Option and drag your two fingers up and down to zoom in or to zoom out in your timeline. And then I'm just gonna scrub through the clip and look for the best part. So here we have like the sun coming in, so we might want to skip this part. So you might want to start here, and for my short keys I hit 1 to cut the clip, and then I will press 4 to ripple delete. This is maybe a good shot, and then I'm gonna change the speed to 50%, and actually I'm gonna do that already for all the clips, so that's done already. And then I'm gonna listen to the music and see where I want to cut the clip. But I think we accidentally cut away the clip. And then here I want to end the clip. Then we want to move over to the rim shot. So Option, zoom in, hit Z to get it full frame, but usually I just like to zoom out, so I make sure I have everything, that I see everything. Then I scrub through the footage. Let's start. I choose the best part, I hit 1, and then I want to end it here because there's another beat. You can always fine-tune it later. Then we are going to move over to this one. So first we have the wide angle one, then we go to a close one for variety, and then we are going for this high angle shot to keep the edit interesting. So let's first choose the best part. So this one is nice. Somewhere there, that we can skip the rest. And on the beat I hit 1 and we delete the rest. And then I'm also going to reverse the clip. And why do I do this? Here we kind of go from left to right. So I kind of want to follow the same motion, but I'm gonna just start a little bit earlier, somewhere here. So we have to cut again to the music. So here we cut it. And then we are moving to the window one. Let's see where we have fixed our CPL somewhere. That one looks nice. So somewhere there. I'm gonna fine tune it a little bit to make sure we have the best part selected. And then here where you can see the beat coming in, again I hit 1 and we delete the other part. We are going to reframe some clips later, but this is just the first rough cut. And then the last one, this part looks good. So I think this is the rough cut. Let's check it out. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now we are going to start to color grade like the hero shot, which is a shot that I choose that is like the basis for all the other shots. So I'm gonna color grade this one first, and then we color match or color grade all the other ones with this starting point. Let's move over to the color page, to gallery, and here I have my own power grade. So I'm just gonna drop it in. You can find it in the community. Drop it in to the power grade section here and just drag it here in the notes tree section. There's not much that I change here. I just check a few things, and I always start with the white balance. Let's set it to 6500, and there you can see straight from the bat that it already looks pretty good. I'm gonna close all the other windows so we can have a better visual here of what we are color grading. So for me personally, this looks good. You can always make it colder or warmer. Let's say we're gonna set it to 7000, right? Here I just check the overall exposure, how are the midtones, highlights, and shadows. Here we can already see that the shadows are pretty dark, so we lose some detail here, but I'm gonna fix that. So first I'm going to the HR and just drag up the exposure a little bit. So we can already see some detail coming back here. I might just higher it just a pinch, something like this. And I'm just gonna drag the highlights a little bit lower. Standard, I have them set to -25. Something like this actually looks good. This was shot when the sun was still pretty low. I think it was 9 o'clock in the morning. So the sun was not completely blasting, so it gives us a nice soft look. That's exactly why videographers wake up early to get the soft light from the sun. We sleep at noon, harsh light, ain't nobody got time for that. And then again, we wake up and we shoot when the sun sets in the evening, and maybe some nighttime rollers, who knows. So anyway, this is looking good. My S-curve is also looking good, not much I'm gonna change here. Then the vignette, let's see where the vignette is positioned. I'm just gonna reposition the vignette here. What does the vignette do? It makes the outside darker, so there's more attention going towards the car. So this without vignette. So yeah, it's just too bright. There's no attention going towards the car. So like this here, you can see nicely that the outside is a little bit darker. What we did here was just to lower the offset here, create a nicer looking image. For the gradient, I don't think I'm gonna change much. I'm just gonna keep it here. It's well positioned actually. Then the LUT, I'm gonna keep it like it is. It's just the film look built in Davinci Resolve. The blacks, I'm gonna keep them as is. These are just desaturated blacks. You can see that right here, and that will kind of make the blacks more black, if that makes sense. So the blue shine is going away. And that's it. Sharpening here stays untouched. It's just basic like this, set to my node tree. And maybe in the end we will do some denoiser here. Maybe that's for later. So that's it. And now I'm going to select all the other ones, right click, apply grade, and then we can start the grade already with this image here. And then what I do, sometimes I don't do it always, I go to selected clips, and then I hit command and I select this one, and then I can click this one and use this shot as a reference for my color grading, and then I just do the exact same process. White balance is okay. Let's check the exposure. Maybe I'm just gonna up it just a little bit, lower my highlights a little bit, and maybe reset the gamma. This just gives a slightly moodier look, which kind of fits well for me personally. I like it. Depends on what look you are going for. Then we are gonna check this one. Let's see if we copy the grade that it's better, slightly better. Let's check the vignette, and I'm just gonna put it more towards the car. So this is better. And here, okay, the vignette is good. I might just lower the exposure a little bit here. I'm gonna set it like this, and then I'm gonna slightly lower the highlights because of this, yeah, strip right here, let's call it. But for me, this looks good. Then let's check this one. That actually looks pretty good. Maybe I'm just gonna change the vignette and expand it a little bit, soften it out. And I'm gonna slightly up my exposure here. If we compare them, that looks good. And then the last one actually looks pretty good. For me, that looks good personally. So let's check it out completely. Okay, I'm gonna just reverse this one. I forgot. Last part is the stabilization part, which is actually pretty simple. So for this one, I'm gonna probably use the built-in stabilizer here, which I set to translation, and then I set the slider somewhere to the middle. Stabilize. That's it. For this one, let's check it out. For this one, I'm gonna try something else. I'm going to the Fusion page, hit Shift Command Spacebar, tracker. Then I'm gonna set the tracker to a point somewhere in the middle where there is a lot of contrast. So for example, here where the blue, white and black kind of comes together. So the program can easily follow the exact point. So I'm gonna set it to best match, track back and forth. Sometimes this might take a few tries. If it's jittery or glitching, you can just try another point and try again a couple of times. Then we set it to match move, background only. Let's see how it looks. So what this does is it tracks exactly this point and keeps it centered. So that looks smooth as hell. The only thing we have to fix is like these black borders because of the stabilization, because it's keeping it in the middle. Just scrub through and slightly zoom in. There we go. That's it. And for this one, I will show you another technique which I use usually when there are like patterns, just like this one actually. So it's perfect. We go to the Fusion page, planar tracker. We're gonna hit set. Usually I set it somewhere in the middle of my shot, and then we're gonna draw a box over the emblem here. Make sure it's selected with the yellow line. If it's not selected, hit shift, hold shift actually, and then connect it. We set this to translation. We go left, we go right, and then we hit stabilize. And it looks pretty smooth. Again, sometimes if it's jittery or it doesn't work perfectly, you can just try again. Or sometimes you can try the steady option, but I'm gonna keep it in the stabilize one for this one. Again, we will get rid of the borders. Just something small. If you do use a tracker function or the planar tracker function, make sure that you have deselected stabilization function because they will work against each other. Then I'm gonna do actually one more thing. I'm gonna reframe this shot because I have a lot of empty space here that I don't like too much. So I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit and I'm gonna move it a little bit to the right. And if you want to spice things up just a little bit more, you can use a dynamic zoom, which slowly zooms your frame in throughout the shot. Let's say we want to zoom in here. Let's try it here. We hit dynamic zoom. When you just hit it, it will zoom out, so you have to swap. And that will just give you that extra dimension. And when it's too aggressive or you want it stronger, you just hit dynamic zoom here. And the green box is where your dynamic zoom starts in the beginning of your clip. and the red box, it's where it's going to end here at the end of your clip. So it's slowly going to zoom from here to here. So beginning frame, ending frame. Let's say you do it very aggressively like this. This is how it looks. If it matches your style, you can go for it. But for me, that's just a little bit too strong. So I'm gonna do it very subtle. That looks good. And we could gently do the same here. I'm gonna just decrease it a little bit. It's just too strong for me. And here the same. It looks nice. Here I'm gonna just keep it as is. Now I will show you my export settings that I use for social media, for Instagram uploads and TikTok uploads. So I'm gonna hit I and then O. This is like my range. And then let's call it sushi car. I'm gonna set it to MP4. I usually do it in HD, 30 frames per second. And then I just force this one, and I'm gonna restrict it to 80,000 kilobytes per second at render queue, and oof, that's it. And if I would throw the export into Topaz Video AI, which I actually don't do pretty often, I just do it once in a while when I feel that it's necessary, although I will show you here my settings because it's a frequently asked question. It's actually pretty straightforward. So I just select my preset here, and these are the settings. I just don't touch them anymore. You can just copy the settings. You can download the settings from the community, and then this is it. And I just hit export. And if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to watch this one next, because I will share even more secrets in this one.